Hello everybody and welcome to episode 39 of the Trophy Tour. This is the very end of the year 2019 as we've reached our winter break, and this is a report of my first few months in the Bundesliga, and so far I'm not too happy with what has happened since we last spoke. We've dropped all the way to 9th position, and despite a terrible run of form, we're still not out of contention for European places whatsoever. But if we keep acting the way we are at the minute, we're in deep trouble. As you can see, we're just about 6 points clear of the sort of the danger zone with 4th Kaiserslautern and all them, but we're only 5 points behind Bayern Munich, who have turned their season around, and fair play to them. But Borussia Dortmund at this stage, if they don't win the league title with Mario Götze in insane form, I don't know what they're going to do. So I have to know this is a very low scoring league. You can see most of the teams have struggled to score more than 25 goals. And there's not a lot of goal difference. Not a lot of goal difference one way or another. In our case, it's -1. So we really need a striker to come in and save us from this dreadful run of form. But it's a shame, like, we're good at defending, but attacking it's very bad, and something I'll need to sort out. Last year this is what happened. The team scored 44 goals and 41 conceded in the 34 games, 47 points. So that's our target. We'll need to do better than that. If we double our points between now and the end, we'll get 48, so we really need to cop on and sort something out. And let's just take a look at our results since we last spoke at the Bayern Munich game, which was a creditable 1-0 loss. It should have been more, but that's alright. We beat 4th again, 2-0, thanks to Yael Diaz, who I'll talk about later in the episode. He's had a bit of bad luck. We played in a friendly match here just to get some fitness, so we'll ignore that. And then the 2-2 draw with Borussia Dortmund, it really could have been anything, but we failed to defend a magnificent lead at the Signal Iduna Park. We took the lead in the 19th minute courtesy of Ryan Shawcross. We conceded a penalty thanks to Shawcross in the 57th minute. Josie Altidore scored his first of the season to put us ahead on 67 minutes, but Mario Götze turned in a rebound to make it 2-2, and that's how it stood. My favourite team in Germany is actually Stuttgart, and we made them disappointed to go home as we beat them by a lone goal, thanks again to Josie Altidore. But we had a red card to Jonathan Smeed for a badly injured, an injury-inducing tackle on their left back Jesper Jusgaard. So I was exceptionally disappointed in my Frenchman, and from there on in it started to all go wrong. We should never have lost to Frankfurt for a start. They're not the best team in the league, but they did play better than us, so I was very annoyed that we did so badly. Then against Hanover, another game we should have won easily, but we didn't convert our chances. They scored in the 79th minute just as Henrique was sent off, and that ruined my game plan completely. So we've had a bit of disciplinary issues over the time of our season, but we looked like we turned a new page, and we beat Freiburg by 3-1. Andreas Kraus did a fantastic job off the bench to score a sensational pair of lobs over the goalkeeper, and that secured the victory. Hertha Berlin, we went to their stadium and we got the narrow 1-0 win thanks to Vestergaard from the corner in the 62nd minute. But then the worst result of the season, I know it wasn't a technical loss, but it's still a devastating one, as we dominated Hoffenheim from beginning to end. Look at that, they only had 3 shots, 1 on target in all of 120 minutes, whereas we only had 4 shots on target with 17 in total. So the fact that we lost the penalty shootout is absolutely disgusting, and that was definitely one I regret, since we just have the league left to play for, and that really sent a bad message to our players. 1860 München, or Munich, however you want to call them. Again, we shouldn't have lost this game, but we did, and I was angry with that. Then we capitulated against Nuremberg. They got the lead. We equalised. They scored 2-1 at half time. Then it was 2-2 thanks to Grunland. It was 3-1. Then Grunland made it 3-2. Then 3-3 thanks to Grunland again. And then Palika unfortunately scored again straight away, so I was absolutely disgusted. And then Schalke, we have a poor record against them, but it's no excuse for being thrown about at our own stadium, and they deserve to win. But that was exceptionally annoying, and it's really wrecked our season, so I'll have to turn it around in the next few months. But let's just see how the squad has been doing, and I'll pick out some of my favourite players and some of my not so impressed players. Section info. So the most appearances is Diego Benaglio on 18, Ryan Shawcross 16, Vestergaard 15, Schmid 14, and Christoph Kramer 14. Average rating, Ta with 7.25 in 6 games, Shawcross 7.2, Vestergaard 7.11, Liel Diaz has 7.02, Schmid 7.01, and Neom with a 6.98. So he has definitely impressed me. I didn't think he was all that, but he has actually proven to be all that, and he's done very well compared to Wallace. And then the goals tally, which is really disappointing, Schmid with 6, Mehmedi 4, Vestergaard on 4, Diaz 3, Kraus, Gronland, Altidore, Shawcross 2, Rupp, Velios, Neom and Fabrini all have 1. So striker department, I didn't think was that bad. I knew it was concerning, but I didn't expect to be doing so poorly, so I'll have to invest some of my cash on a striker. But one issue we've had a few injuries. Branko Pobor has been very underrated. He's done a great job for us. He just does his job with no fuss, but he's picked up a twisted ankle, so he'll be out for the most of the winter break. Then Gerhard Pauli, another midfielder, is out injured for 4 to 5 weeks. But worst of all, Yael Diaz is out for 2 to 3 months, and this was the first game back after he had a month's leave since he felt homesick. So he doesn't relate very well to Germany, even though he settled in Italy quite well. So I'm disappointed in that regard. But we played him in the reserves just to give him some energy, and he got a torn hamstring as a result of running after the ball in a reserves game. So I'm really disappointed that Yael Diaz will be gone, because he was my favourite signing and he was doing a good job. So we have to rely on Sousa, who's been pretty good, but 6.68 in the league isn't great. So it's just a bit unlucky, he's a bit inconsistent. Fabrini can play in his position if you need him to. He's had a good... he's had a decent season, but he hasn't been amazing. So unfortunately... who else can play in his position? Movrejek can play left midfield, but he's a cam mostly, and Ozpika could play there as well. But since we let go of Perisic and all that, it hasn't been too good. So disappointing for Josie Altidore. He seems to be a good player, but just hasn't replicated that form. Mehmedi, he doesn't score often, but I think he is a good assistant. Oh no, he isn't actually. No, he hasn't assisted at all. So he's done poorly. And probably the one I'll probably let go, Apostolos Velios. He hasn't at all done anything for me, so that's really annoying. So I'm going to have to consider which striker I let go. Altidore is getting old, and Mehmedi is a good age, so I'll have to think about that one and bring in a new striker, because where is he? Gronland, he's only just scored his first 2 goals of the season earlier on, and he's got a way to go to improve. And where is he? Andreas Kraus hasn't quite managed to replicate the form and I expect him to, but he is only young, and we'll see much better of him in the future. Who should I talk about? Kramer. Kramer has done well. He plays mainly in the centre of midfield, and you can go back to DM if you need to. So that's disappointing. And now I finally heap some praise on Ryan Shawcross, who's had a fantastic season. Just a shame about the recent games where we're starting to concede a lot of goals, but he deserves to be our first choice centre back. And the Danish player Vestergaard, also excellent this season. He scored 4 goals and he's been the man of the match 3 times. So we'll hope to keep a hold of him. He's a good age, and he's got plenty of options to give. Jonathan Schmid, his form has declined dramatically recently actually. Nuremberg he played well, but apart from that his suspension was ill-timed, and he's he hasn't replicated his form for France. As you can see, he scored 7 goals in 19 games for the French, so that's disappointing for our point of view, but hopefully he'll do well. Jonathan Tah, I don't seem to be playing him very much, but obviously he did well in the Cups while we're still in it, but in the league not so much. And Guilherme, not too sure about him. He's done very badly in the league, so we might have to let him go if he just can't replicate it. But the morale, we're borderline terrible, but it's still okay. We can fix it if we concentrate hard enough, and we'll just have to, believe in ourselves. We can still finish in the top 5. That's my target, because to finish in the mid-table again would be exceptionally disappointing. We can still improve. The likes of Hanover and certainly Hamburg, we can beat them, and Stuttgart as well. So it's about Hoffenheim and Leverkusen. That's the sort of range you want to be at. But Schalke have done excellently. Schalke, God's sake. Now Nuremberg, Hanover, Frankfurt all shouldn't be ahead of us. So we have to improve that. And we're in deep trouble of falling even further down the table if we're not careful. But we'll come back later in the season. I'll have some transfer business to do, I'm sure. And probably February time when I have it done. But we'll see if there are any strikers on the market come January when we return to our league season. But the odds of us winning honours are out the window, so we'll just have to consolidate our position here at Die Wölfe for the time being. Just to look at Turkey and Austria briefly. I know it's kind of looking back at the past, but so far it's not going well for Bursaspor. They've only lost 4 times, but they're only in 7th place. You can see some of their results there. They got knocked out of the Europa League, I think. Yeah, they did. Oh no, they didn't. They turned it around. Fair play. Yeah, I was thinking of Sturm Graz, who got knocked out. So well done to Bursaspor. But trouble for my favourite player, Vanya Matrian. He's absolutely had nothing to do. The manager plays a flat 4-4-2, and he can't play Vanya Matrian in his tactics. So that's absolutely terrible. And it's something I hope he'd cop onto. But he is the former Besiktas man, and I think he knows what he's doing. But it's really disappointing that Matrian can't do anything to help improve the season. And Sturm Graz are 5th, well out of contention, and they did terribly in Europe as well. So they're now on their pre-season or their winter break. So yeah, they've done very badly in Europe. So hard luck, and we'll have to hope to see some improvement in the future. But yeah, that'll do for now. We'll speak to you again in February, and I hope to bring in some players to improve our striking prowess. But apart from that, that's all I can say today. We'll speak to you again very soon, and I hope you enjoyed the episode. Bye for now.